Hi everyone, this is Nina from Rafaela Soul Sessions. How are we all doing? My goodness, I've I've recorded multiple videos this week, multiple videos today, and each time I get to the end of a recording, I mean, some of them I've edited, I've got them all ready for posting, and there's been a part of me that's like, how can I share what I'm sh wanting to share with more authenticity than I've ever done before? And it's like every time I make a video, I challenge myself even deeper to be even more real with you guys. And it's got to the point where I'm just like, I'm just gonna have to post something. Because if I don't post something, this will have been a week of what? And I'm not usually like that. Usually I'm fairly off the cuff. I've always been like that with my videos. I don't really plan anything. I just press record and communicate. But something's been happening recently. I don't know if it's just me or the path that I've been on lately that's kind of pushing me in this direction. But yeah, it's like I've always been very authentic with my audience, my humble following. um, but there's a new layer to this now, and it's like I need to be able to express the things I want to express from my truest self, my truest standpoint. And I think it might be because I've been on this path with the Rose Priestess training, um, the initiations with each rose, and the Ascended Master that works with that rose. And it's, all about purification. It's about opening the chambers of the heart. It's about clearing of the womb and everything that goes with the embodiment of those initiations. It's opening me up to a new layer of living my authentic truth, my path, to a level that I've not done that before. And it's new, but it's challenging as well because it's like I have spent a lot of this week trying to put content out. And it's like I've been having to challenge myself more and more, to just really be me and share that in a really real way. And I did that earlier this week. About 4 days ago, I posted a post that I had written about ghosting. It's not a topic I would have normally ever really covered. I'm more on kind of the self-improvement, the self-healing, not so much about the interpersonal relationships, although I have covered topics like twin flames and true love and things like that before. I've never really talked about something like ghosting. I challenged myself to share this post this week from a very personal standpoint of, giving it from my own personal experience and my own personal perspective is something that I have experienced recently. And it was a very, very challenging experience and a very personal experience too. Everything that comes with the healing of that kind of situation and the self-healing that's involved, the self-validation that's involved when somebody really rejects you in such a painful and hurtful way, whether it be a friend or um, a romantic connection, a love connection, a soul connection. there's a lot of deep personal healing that's involved in an experience like that. And that's been a part of my journey recently as well as going on this rose training. I've also been on this kind of very, very deep personal journey, which was initially triggered by, and I've mentioned it before, I think on this channel, I've mentioned that I had very profound awakening experience back in May. It was actually a Kundalini awakening that was triggered by an experience I had with another person. And I've not shared that in detail, and I don't really feel the need to, but it's, yeah, this year's been full on, and it's not just been full on for me, it's been full on for loads and loads of people. There's been loads of people going through very, very deep healing processes, and so many parts of their life has been presented to them, and there has been so many different paths people have been presented with and not known which way to turn. And it's there's been a really, really deep purge of people's challenges and emotions and trauma and childhood stuff. And it's been really, really heavy. This summer has been massive for so many people. And then there seems to have been a bit of a shift in energy. It's like the real deep stuff. A lot of people have processed a lot of the deep stuff, but then there's another layer of it coming up as well again. And it just feels like a lot of people have been really, really going through it. But yeah, getting back to that post, I had never really shared something from such a personal perspective before. And I think, even though I am very authentic with my followers, my audience, I think there's a tendency, especially with this work, because the work's so fascinating and amazing, that we practitioners can kind of hide behind the work a little bit. And I mean, that's fine. Whatever way you want to be a practitioner, be a practitioner. But I just have this real deep feeling and calling to be as real as I can with people, because what you see is what you get with me. But there's this element of, when you're doing such deep and intimate work with people, and that's really what it is, you're getting right into the core of who they are, why they are the way they are, what they've been through, what traumas they have, what they're holding on to, what they need to unpack. So much of what is at the core of a person we are holding space for. And I know that also with this work, if you don't energetically and connect with your practitioner, if you don't really trust your practitioner, you're not going to have the level of experience that can be had with this work. You're just not going to be able to get there if there's not that deep level of trust. And I feel like the way people trust is if they see you, as if they see who you are. And that's why I've always tried to maintain who I really am to the people that follow me. But yeah, I'm just feeling like there's a level now in which we're being called to operate, which is standing in the truth of who we are in a way that we've never done this before. And I'm feeling it massively. I don't know how you guys are feeling, but I'm definitely feeling it. But yeah, I was just really glad that I shared that post. It's had more attention, I think, than any other post that I've shared. There was one other post I shared a while ago about star seeds and how it is to be a star seed and how star seeds feel. And that got quite a lot of people interacting with that post, but this one has just, it's kind of exploded. I mean, nothing really on my page has gone viral. It's a very, very humble, small little page, but this is as viral as anything has gone. And, you know, I'm just really glad I was able to express myself in a way where I could address both sides of the coin, because I really feel like we're getting to a space where a lot of us are operating outside of that third dimensional way of being. And we're being called to communicate and connect with people in a much deeper, much more authentic way. And I think some of the past ways of dealing with people that would require us to not fully be dealing with ourselves are maybe a little bit more out of date now. And I get on all levels why we experience the things that we experience, but it's my true belief that when we are dealing with more conscious and aware, higher vibrational connections with people, there's higher vibrational ways to operate. When we are needing to distance ourselves from a situation, we can do so in a way that is amicable, that is mature, that is emotionally mature, that is self-aware, that is humble and honest. I feel like these things need to be shared. These things need to be said, that we all have our stuff. You know, we all have our stuff. Even quantum healers have our stuff. We're not all healed. We all have our things that we do which aren't fully where we want them to be. We all have those things. I know one of my things is that in being so honest and open with people, sometimes I can overshare. Sometimes I can be too honest, and sometimes that can come across as quite sharp. Although my intention is to never cause anyone any pain. My intention isn't to be brutal. My intention is to hold up that mirror and say, look, this is something, and we all can do these things. You know, there's no judgment in this. But I'm here to show you, and I'm here to guide you into the things that you're maybe not seeing. And the same goes for me. You know, we're all here just trying to work our way through this lifetime without causing too much suffering and damage to those around us, especially if we're awake. But yeah, it's quite an interesting time we're in right now. We're really going through it, especially those of us at the front lines. We're really being called to challenge ourselves in ways that we've never been called to do that before. And we're being called to feel in ways that we've never had to feel before. And it's a big path. It's a big journey. There's a couple of things that sort of come up in my world with working with people for session work and things, and I did a post about both of these things recently, and the first one was you know, there's so many of us who are on this path, this sort of awakening path, and we're all strategically placed in different spaces all around the world. But for many of us, it can feel like we're the only one where we are who thinks and sees the world the way that we do. And I work with these people all the time. I connect with them all the time. They see this, they see things from a different angle, and they've spent most of their lives having to suppress that part of themselves. And they come to me for a session or a consultation, and it's almost as if it's the first time they've been able to really communicate with without the fear of um, being ostracized or being judged, or you know told that what they're saying is wrong. And it's such a liberating thing to be able to just really be who you are with someone. It's a beautiful thing to be able to offer that for people, just that real open, loving space of just realness and compassion. And yes, I see you, I hear you, I get you. It's a very self-affirming thing to um, just have that shared connection with people. And I think a lot more of us are really feeling the call to have those shared experiences and that shared connection again with people, because so many of us have been going through so much by ourselves. Even if we don't live by ourselves, if you were living with people that don't have the same viewpoint of the world or what's going on around us, then it can feel very, very alone. So that's something I've been noticing, and it's just something that I really love about the work that I do and the services that I offer, that I can have a safe, welcoming space for people to be who they are. So yeah, that's something I've noticed lately. What else? The other thing I did a post about today, right at the start of me becoming a practitioner. I think it was the first session that I did. It was actually a paid session. It was the first one that was a paid session. The client channeled a message at the end about me working with people with the deepest, darkest traumas and pains. And I was going to be holding space for people that were having some of the, the deepest struggles that are out there. And at the time, I was just a brand new practitioner. I had never really, I didn't know what was to come. And so that kind of daunted me a little bit. But sure enough, the clients came, and sure enough, that has been a lot of my path. I mean, there's a few different areas that I work with people, but certainly people who have some very, very deep challenges have been called to work with me. And I listen to their stories and their struggles, and as I'm listening to them, I can feel their higher self, and I can see the light in their eyes, that part of themselves that they can't see because it's buried under so much pain. And I just, I feel their higher selves just guiding them, pushing them to just take that step a little bit further into their own healing process, and stepping out of that victim space, the victim of our lives, victim of our circumstances, into that whole space, that sovereign space where they can take the reins of their lives. And they don't have to be pained by their circumstances. They can feel that light of who they are, and quite a lot of them have come into the light this lifetime, just being that really pure light. And of course their life unfolds, and they are their traumas unfold, and that light is just, there's just so much pain on top of it. They can't see it anymore. But I can, and I do. And I'm just so proud of everyone who steps up and takes on that challenge to really dig deep and really believe that they can heal on all levels, because that's what it takes. The belief that you can, and the willingness to take on the challenge of healing yourself on all levels. Because as a quantum healer, there's only so much I could do. Yes, I connect with my team. I connect with my higher self. I connect you to that quantum space where we're able to dip into these other aspects of ourselves, these other realms, these fragmented parts of who we are, these current life traumas, whatever it may be. We can tap into these spaces. There's only so much I can do. It's got to be your willingness to open up to that space and trust that you have been brought to the session for a reason. Trust that your higher self is that part inside of you that knows that you can heal, that is guiding you to do this inner work. It's the part of you that says the things to you that are kind, that are loving. It's the part inside of us that say all the things that we've wanted other people to say our whole lives, but nobody has. It's that self-love that we need to step into, that self-care, that self-love, that self-realization that we're being called to step into more and more at the moment. And yeah, I think that's my message for today. So if you want to read any of the messages that I've been sharing recently, you can head over to my Facebook page. I share most of them there, and most of my other social media platforms as well. I am doing a little discount at the moment of session deposits. I initially, at the start of this month, opened it up to all of my newsletter subscribers from my website. I've decided to open it up to everyone because I think this is a time where people really are starting to be willing to step into their path. But with the way the world is at the moment, it can be daunting to invest in your healing in this way. So there's 22% off session deposits at the moment, right up till the end of the month. So you've got a couple of weeks to book a session with me, and even if it's like the following month, that's completely fine. So if you feel called to work with me and step into your healing path, connect with your higher self, and get some of the answers to the questions that you've always wondered but never known how to, that's what this work really is about. It's there's so many layers and levels to this work. It's incredible. It's beautiful. And it's such an amazing service to be able to offer people. So yeah, that's my message for today. If you do want to reach out and connect with me, you can go through my website. I'll leave all the information below in the description. And I hope you've enjoyed this message. If you've not subscribed, then please do if you feel called to. And just thank you everyone who sticks around and yeah, stays with me on this channel, with me in this me sharing my journey as a quantum healer. It's a wonderful, wonderful job, and yeah, I feel very, very, very grateful to be able to share with you guys in this way. And yeah, I hope you're all having a beautiful week, and I will speak to you all very, very soon. Take care. Bye.